Hey everyone, welcome back to the Black Brain Trust. This is episode 29, Black Politics. Please hit the like button as you come in, share the video if possible, hit that notification bell so you get all the updates from the Black Brain Trust. I'm here with my co-panelists, Nicole 11 and Man of Tomorrow.
What's up, Mike? How you doing?
All right, man. All right. You know, this is going to be the political beatdown series. We're going to do some critical analysis of statements that are made in the manosphere by certain panelists and certain content creators. So without further ado, we will go into a recent stream that took place on Art Newstall's panel. This is no disrespect to Art Newstall. We're just giving our observation and critical analysis on statements that are made on the political climate today. Let me play the video.
Mike, I don't hear anything unless you are playing.
We'll say that again, MLT.
I don't hear anything.
You're not hearing anything either.
Give me 1 second. Okay, I got it.
All right, cool.
Probably could have won this one.
Oh,
Kamala Harris.
Yeah, because the contenders are not
weak.
contenders. Yeah, all of them.
I don't. Somebody told me that they believe that being a governor is a step back for vice president. I'm like, in every other state but California, especially if you have other aspirations.
It is a step back. The other thing is retirement, right?
I think the thing about it is, I see it more as I get why somebody would say it's a step back, but from a power position, this puts her in a better position. This is a more respectable position because everybody knows vice president is what the president gives you. And if presidency is considered not great, then you gonna own that. But now I'll tell you this: what do y'all think is likely to think Keisha Lance Bottoms might be the first black female governor?
I'd be shocked if she is.
You shocked?
I'd be shocked.
Man, you put her chances that shit. New York got a better chance of beating up. Would you be shocked if New York wins the finals?
That wouldn't be shocked. I mean,
You think it's more likely that New York
the
could
Spurs.
win the finals than her winning?
Oh yeah. I think. Yeah, I do.
Damn, BGS. I mean, Stacey Abrams. Do you think she'll do better than Stacey Abrams?
I don't think so. Stacey Abrams was actually better known in Georgia on the state level than Keisha Lance Bottoms is.
You think? Oh, okay. I don't know. So I'm not like I didn't know. I thought she was more connected than that.
No, I don't think so. We'll see. Georgia's a funny state, but if she wins, she got to convince white people in Georgia to actually vote for her.
I want to be nice in having this conversation because Stacey Abrams versus Keisha Lance Bottoms, right? Let's think about this for a second, right? Keisha Lance Bottoms was the mayor of Atlanta, if I remember correctly, right?
yes.
Also, she served in Biden's cabinet as a senior advisor to the POTUS.
Also, yes.
So, what's the position of Stacey Abrams to Keisha Lance Bottoms? That she is more credible, more known than Keisha Lance Bottoms? Does this make sense to either one of y'all?
I could make no sense.
If you are a mayor of Atlanta, then you're known across the state. It's almost like saying, like, you are a mayor of New York City, but you're not that known. To be running for a statewide office after being a mayor of New York City, go from that to running the state, it doesn't make any sense. But,
I mean, would anybody have said Giuliani, was not America's mayor, back after 9/11? Because he's not as known as Andrew Cuomo as governor. What? I'm trying to understand the correlation here.
It's
Not-
cool, man.
Nonsensical. I don't know what kind of critical commentary can be made behind this, Mike. I just don't see it. I'm sorry, but anyway, go ahead.
No, what it is older black woman versus obviously younger black woman. To them, that's how they see it. And you know, you're dealing with people who does gender warring, culture warring first, and politics when convenient. Except for when it's time for them to take responsibility of what the conservative movement's doing, and then all of a sudden they don't understand sides or pick, you know, the actual Trump for president and the governor for the state on the same ticket.
Yeah.
But somehow expect more liberal outcomes while doing it. Who knows?
It's hard to well, I'm not even going to make an attempt to, but the name dropping in the conflation of these different people because they're two black women, you know, when I hear things like this, it tells me that these people who are having this conversation have absolutely no fucking clue about what the fuck they're talking about. You know, they're just having, you know, a conversation very loosely, and there's no real grounding as to what's the purpose of making this comparison in the first place. You know, Keisha Lance Bottom was the mayor and served as senior advisor to the Biden administration. On top of the fact that she's an attorney, you know, in pretty well known in Atlanta. Atlanta is like the economic engine to the state. So I don't understand how, you know, you go from, well, she's not as known as Stacey Abrams. Says who? What the fuck is that even based off of? Like, what why say stuff like that? Well, you know, I'm not even gonna go into it because it's you can go so many different ways with how much ignorance is being displayed on this panel, but I'm gonna keep playing this.
Yeah, but if she has a look, I mean, I think 'cause she looks better than Stacey. So
Oh yeah, a lot better. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, black.
Wow.
To me, Keisha is good at not putting her foot in her mouth.
if she knows how to talk, and do the lingo and stuff,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
she may have a chance.
But Stacey was way more connected than Keisha is.
Yeah, because
What is this based off of? what in the hell is this based off of? How do you even come to this conclusion?
These guys are they're just popping off at the hip. No backdrop or anything. To really, well, where's this being backed up from? Where are we seeing this? Where is this going? Where is this going on?
She just won the primaries.
Ugh.
She just won the primaries.
This isn't like she has intentions and who knows what could happen. She literally just won the primary. And this is the actual commentary after she just won the primary.
Unreal.
Incredible.
Now Stacey Abrams didn't get a job in the administrations or anything else. So to think that Keisha Lance Bottom just don't have the exposure that she had is just ridiculous.
It's crazy. I mean, it's say, where's this going? I mean, it's crazy. Anyway, Mike, go ahead. I'm sorry. Just go ahead.
she organized stuff without even having a position.
And Stacey had more of a national presence than.
But the thing too is the reason why I'm saying I don't know. I'm not really agreeing with what y'all saying. But the reason why I think she had more of a chance is because of this should be a democratic way. The Democrats are doing everything. You know it's crazy when they start playing around with reparations. You know they desperate. Like in New York governor talk about a reparations committee. That's how you know they desperate.
I mean, somebody said that earlier, but I don't know.
I mean, the thing is, they're desperate when they want to throw the bone out there.
Yeah, that's because it's like you said that black people in New York didn't even have a laptop computer, know what a laptop was. He's one of these like aloof racists. Like he's like, I'm like, oh my! The fact that she said that, I was like, yo, and she said that with a straight. Oh yeah, you know, the people they never had a laptop before. I'm like,
Gosh, okay. Well, believe it or not, most kids they've never been on a laptop. Most kids are their phone or a tablet. Most kids are never.
Not like, but she meant like motherfuckers didn't even know what a laptop was.
Kids are
Like,
born with
give you the clip. Like, it wasn't what you talking about. Like the way she said it, and then you could generally believe she believed that.
Okay.
Well, let me weigh in on this because this is really important. when COVID hit and people had to couldn't go to school because of social distancing and things were shut down, there were a lot of Black kids that did not have access to a laptop.
Or a tablet either.
But specifically, you needed like a laptop that, was either a Mac OS compatible or Windows compatible. Because a lot of your applications were predicated on Microsoft Office and other Google, Google Suite, the G Suite. So you needed an actual laptop with a keyboard in order to do your work. That's what she was referring to. But if you listen to, Yuppity Yup right here, he'll have you believing that she put her foot in her mouth when the reality was she was trying to articulate the fact that during COVID, this is what was happening. Go ahead.
I mean, like parents in the South can barely afford uniforms for actual, school. If you were to tell them that next year, in order to be able to go to school, you would quote unquote need to buy a laptop, that would be a major economic hit on them that they just wouldn't be able to afford. So that's really key here, right? And it isn't like she made some type of benign comment to kind of make Black people look, not technologically advanced. There's a lot of context there. But when your actual goal is entertainment and drawing the attention away from viable things to talk about non-viable things, that's just what you would have going on here. So
go ahead, Nicole.
No, so as far as the laptops were concerned, the schools were actually supposed to if the kids didn't have them, they were supposed to be able to distribute laptops that were properly owned to the school, but were basically lent out to students for remote learning. A lot of schools supposed to do that. I know they were doing that in the city and so forth. I'm kind of sure that they were supposed to do that in some of these other areas in the South and the red states. I thought that they were supposed to do that as well, but some states didn't really adhere to the mandates at the levels that some other states did. So I know they had some federal mandates out that kept people out of school, but still, that whole program screwed a lot of people up, and Black kids were the ones that did suffer, as you said, Mike, the most. There's no question about that. But they were actually supposed to get distributed computers during this period, of which I don't believe happened.
Well, Biden came up with the bipartisan infrastructure bill that was supposed to roll out the Digital Equity Act that he had crafted. There was Democrats who had put all this together, by the way, not Republicans, okay? Their goal was to, 1, put digital literacy at the forefront, 2, provide accessibility to devices, and 3, roll out broadband, okay? These were the hallmarks of the Democrats when they were in office. They were trying to roll this out because the other party wasn't about to do that. Okay, I think Biden spent something like $20 billion or something like that, or $30 billion to roll all of this stuff out. The problem was during COVID, a lot of things shut down. A lot of your Taiwanese semiconductor corporations shut down for a period of time, and then you had Intel and many other organizations had shut down temporarily, to over COVID social distancing restrictions and things like that. But I'm making a larger point that there was a concerted effort by Dems to try to accelerate this so that you would close the gap of the digital divide. That's what Kathy Hochul was talking about, New York putting that kind of money into place.
That's right.
But let Yuckity Yup on the panel run his mouth and tell you, he'll have you thinking that she put her foot in the mouth, when the reality was she was articulating something within context of what was happening at the time. Let me finish playing this.
Like the way she
A price of a donut and a cup of coffee.
Man, geez, I'm like, where did they find her? I get it. Y'all got rid of Cuomo, but this is who you replaced her. Spitzer would have actually. When Democrats took a hit with Spitzer, when he got it, when he lost, when he got like that, he was somebody I thought they was gonna push down the road.
I think there was a safe choice for governor of New York.
Who, the woman?
Yeah,
because she's not a really runner. She's somebody.
She just happened to be there in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
She's the Kamala Harris of New York. She just happened to be there.
She is a white Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Unreal. Unreal.
Whoa. Nago, you're a New Yorker. Do you want to take a stab at this?
What? Listen, what this man just said was absolute mental retardation. I don't know what rock this dude crawled up from underneath. What he understands about politics, or he doesn't understand California politics that well. But he's going to come here and expound upon where this woman came from, what she was. Kamala Harris, define what the Kamala Harris of New York. What is this joker talking about, man? What the hell is this guy talking about? Kathy Hochul, this is a woman, first of all, she graduated out of Syracuse around 1984. She got married somewhere around the same time. So, and yet she came up locally. She didn't come in through some, what one person might want to say, their chosen rabbi. This rabbi, I don't mean rabbi in the religious sense, but the rabbi in the sense of having a certain level of influence and really being able to advance someone's career through connections and so forth. If that's what they're saying, what Kamala was. This was nowhere near anything like what Kathy Hochul came out from. She was more of a Democratic conservative. If you really look at that, she came literally up through the kind of local ranks. She came, she before she really got deep into politics and started to run for office, she certainly did work. She worked as a legal counsel. That I'm totally sure of, as a legislative assistant to two United States senators out of New York. One of them was John LaFalce, and the other one happened to be Mike. You ready for this? Daniel Patrick Moynihan, the Moynihan reporter, right?
Moynihan.
Okay. And also for the New York State Assembly before, getting into any other kind of office or whatever. But this is who she kind of worked underneath. DPM. Okay, the Moynihan report. Yeah, Moynihan. Oh, so this is the Kamala Harris with these guys. I mean, Mike, the comment is just it's so ridiculous. I can't. Oh man, I just can't address this. Coming up through the local ranks to the county clerk's office, and then moving up, into more state, electoral politics, mm-hmm. where she came in and of course became a lieutenant governor underneath who? Cuomo. So I mean,
she's been in public service her whole entire life.
Mike, this person started locally from literally as an assistant, counsel in DC, came home, started a family, and then moved straight into local politics. In her county, and it got. I think she got voted on to a town supervisor, in the town supervisor seat, in that area, and then she started moving up from there, and that's just kind of how she started from a very local political start, and did not come from money, didn't come from a wealthy family or anything like that. Went to the same school I went to. I was there the same time she was. I didn't know her, but didn't know her then. But she certainly was at the Q's, and wow, she was definitely somebody who was totally locally grown and came up, truly organically. I mean, she really came through the party system, and I think she got elected, by way of Democratic Party, the conservative line, the independence line, and she also has another line. She came through working for families, a whole nother kind of party game that's out there.
The Working Family Party. Yeah, the Working Families Party.
Yeah. Working Family Party. Yeah. So I'm just looking at a lot of just because a lot of stuff's going through my head. It's all the stuff that she's gone through, from becoming, getting to lieutenant governor and coming up. Where is and coming up from there? Where is this, Kamala Harris type of deal as to whatever that means? Where does this even kind of connect? I don't know what the hell this guy's talking about.
White Kamala, like they say Kamala, but her name is actually Kamala. But it's the N wording of it all, right? The N wording Kathy Hochul into her position as if she's Kamala Harris, when she's the complete opposite of Kamala Harris.
Mike, it's such a crazy comment. I mean, it's a statement. I can't make sense. I can't make sense at it. You're looking at a total, homegrown politico. This is a political person, literally from when we were in Syracuse, and she was with the student council. And I remember that back then, when she was with the student council, they were trying to get the early Davis Dome, which is not a Carrier Dome. Carrier Corporation went there and took over that land on the campus and gave a massive amount of money to build this Carrier. The Carrier Corporation built the Carrier Dome and built it up there, and they wanted that to be called the Davis Dome, the Ernie Davis Dome, who was a very famous runner who ran, as a running back with at the time with Jim Brown, and he was there, and then he had a stellar career, but then he was stricken with cancer, and he passed on. But he was going to go to the Cleveland Browns as well, and Lord knows if that guy had never gotten sick, what would that have been about?
But in regards to the Kamala Harris statement, though,
the Kamala Harris statement is just unreal. It's an unreal statement, and it's connected to what, Mike? What is that connected to?
She was Kathy Hochul was the lieutenant governor and now the governor. Kamala Harris was never the governor of California.
Never.
So in what way, and I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure that Kathy Hochul was never Attorney General of...
No, she was not. Never.
She was never Attorney General.
No.
Whereas Kamala Harris was. Where is the comparison of, or at least the likeness of Kathy Hochul being the Kamala Harris of New York? It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, are you insinuating that somehow she slept her way to the top? That she's incompetent politically? What the fuck are we talking about here? What in the fuck, nigga? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Let's finish playing this.
I don't know if she's done like the necessary sexual favors, but she has that look.
Yeah.
I know people talk about, I don't even know.
She has the look. Keep that in mind.
Who's fucking running? I mean, these motherfuckers. And it's on both sides. It's all crazy.
I haven't kept up with the polls with Keisha Lance Bottoms, but hell, I don't even know who she's running against. But in Georgia,
it's not Kim.
He doesn't even know who she's running against.
Kim is done.
Yeah, Kim's done.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a new person, which is another reason why I thought She had more of a chance. Because like I said, there's a wave. I mean, if it was more of a Democrats are fucking the wave up.
And
With black.
Georgia's still a red state, though.
Yeah, I low-key hope the Republicans hold it.
And a shout out to Mississippi Delta guy for the super chat. Appreciate you, fam.
He's supposed to take the money, right? Take the hoe, you know that, and take the car and get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, so y'all addressed this one already, right? Oh, no, he didn't. He says, I know a lot of middle class and well-to-do black people not voting for Keisha in Georgia. They are afraid Democratic with open immigration floodgates into Atlanta/Georgia.
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking about bringing a casino, but I mean, I don't know. Because the thing is, the Republicans do that their own way with the data centers. With the, I mean, that Hyundai plant wasn't like in the South when they do these at work things, these at work initiatives, you know, where they doing cheap labor. They bring up, it's not the same, but they bring them in their own way. We got crazy Indians. We got high schools that are like 90% Indian. You know, because they brought there's more Indians in Research Triangle Park than there's white people. So they do it in their own way. I mean, the Republicans do it in their own way. And these motherfuckers are not just in Research Triangle Park. They're in like a lot of the greater neighborhoods. It's crazy. And then you got the construction stuff. I mean, a dude told me these motherfuckers are mad. When ICE came in here, ICE cleaned out a lot of these workers. But it worked out because a lot of black men got hired for a lot of these paint jobs and stuff like that. But they had to get rid of them because they came in quick.
So the Mississippi Delta guy was kind of touching on this a little bit, but this is Omar's take.
I want black people to understand. The Democratic Party also supports this. They're going to be mad when I say it, Art, but I got to say it. The Democratic Party supports this as much as the Republicans. Now, you're going to say, Art, why would you think the Democratic Party would want to disenfranchise black voters, Art? Let's go back to Joe Biden. What was Joe Biden doing his entire first term of office, Art? He announced it before he even got into office. Yep. What did Joe Biden say? He said, I want to fast track 2 million migrants to U.S. citizenship. Remember that? Yep. He said, I want to make 2 million undocumented migrants U.S. citizens. And what did him and Kamala Harris proceed to do, Art? They went to New York City. They went to Chicago. They went to other black communities, and they started flooding black communities with South American, anti-black Latino migrants. Why did they do that, Art? Why did they flood Chicago and New York, the two most powerful, most conscious, most numerous black voting districts in America? They did it to weaken the black vote. Why would Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, a Democratic president and vice president, want to weaken the black vote? You know why, Art? Democrats are tired of having to depend on black people to win the White House. They are tired of being viewed the party of black people. The Democratic Party is sick and tired of having to answer to black people who they have never done anything for. So for black people and Democratic Party plantation slaves who say what the Supreme Court did was an injustice, and it was. But what the Republicans just did, Art, is for the same reason why Joe Biden was flooding the black community with migrants to do what? Break up black voting power. The Democrats wanted to break up predominantly black voting districts, Art, as much as the Republicans. You know why? Because neither one of them cares about black people, and neither the Democratic Party nor the Republican Party wants their elections determined by black people.
What about Kamala? Is he right?
That's part of
you guys think?
That's part of it.
Sure. I mean, I'll never forget the look Eric Schumer gave Roland Martin when he came on his show and he asked him about some legit black questions. Almost as if like we discussed this. I'm not answering this. I mean, straight up. And this is why when a lot of people come in here and they start acting like the Democratic Party is the choice. And my thing is, if you want to say that, fine. But these fools are never advocating or a Arab Spring situation where you go in there and then you basically wreck the party. You basically primary everybody out in there. You basically send candidates. These people never say that. And I pay attention to that. What they always say is go along as Kwame Brown say, go along to get along. They got your best interests at heart. Even and they bring up all this black places and high places. People know who they are when they do that. And whether it's in this space, outside this space, or like inbred to, they know who they are. I've heard white people, liberals, be more candid about what's going on because now their stuff is starting to be affected too. And so when I'm talking to people and it becomes this you're the manosphere. What are you? It becomes. I'm not trying to talk about certain people, but I'm just saying, it's like y'all see what I'm seeing. This stuff is big. This is not new. Why are people acting like this stuff ain't happening? What alternative is worse? No, it's not. I absolutely prefer the chaos that we're going through right now over this smiling replacement of the body snatchers voting style. I prefer this because guess what? We all feel it.
Yeah,
with this gas, we all feel it.
The Democrats have been trying to do this for the last since Obama got out of office. They really they've been trying to break up the large black community since '92, right after the Rodney King riots. That's how come you have all this gentrification and stuff like that.
What?
Yeah, and my issue is, it's this thing where it's like black people want to gaslight you about it. It's like, but the Republicans, as if 55% of I live in North Carolina is one of the most gerrymandered zones before this Voting Rights Act. They said, the Supreme Court has said that what they're doing is illegal for a while, and they kept doing it. That stuff is so gerrymandered, one of our governors quit. Because they only needed one vote to override her vetoes, and they were running the state. And so, and like I said, 55% of black people are in the South. So this argument that as long as you deal with the Democrats, it's like, okay, well, you're not advocating that we push back internally in the party, or even advocating to other constituencies in the party. Because truth be told, the Democrats don't work for blue collar white folks either. Economically, the Occupy Wall Street was messed up. There's a lot of.
How does that have anything to do with Democrats?
Yeah. Well, okay. Like, there's a lot that was said here. Most of it ignorant AF. But at the end of the day, if you prefer the chaos of what's happening right now, but you're trying to hold the Democrats to a higher standard, how come you're not holding the Republican Party to a higher standard? Like, ever. There's nothing holding the Republican Party to a higher standard. This guy voted for Donald Trump, offered the ticket, and the governor currently as the governor. And it's like, these type of individuals who push this type of anti-democratic message, what, are we supposed to bring you up to speed with what has happened in history over time of why people are voting the way that they voted? He just admitted that his state is gerrymandered by a very specific party that's not the Democratic Party. And he also said that he prefers this chaos over voting for Democrats. So, well, how do you get your progress your way if you only want the Democrats to do more and you're never going to ask the Republicans to do anything? I don't know how this is going to work. I mean, I guess they could just go back to the actual gender war, because at the end of the day, it's either Democrats fix everything or they celebrate the Republicans destroying everything.
It's political.
I don't get it.
Yeah, it's complete political dysfunction. Go ahead, Nicole.
No. I mean, there's nothing really much more to say heavily here. It is totally political dysfunction. These guys are out of it. They have no answers. They're not going to do anything either. Most of these people, I'm not saying all of them, but many of these people don't even vote. They're sitting back here just talking and running their mouths, and they're making very little sense. All right? They're not going to do anything.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. How can you make statements about politics when your own statewide politics don't work? How do you get to talk about other states and functional areas in the country when your own state is the actual focal point of the new style of gerrymandering? And you have not fixed it within your state. So how is everyone else supposed to fix everything so that way you can benefit, but you're not fixing your own stuff so that way you can benefit? I don't understand the actual issue here, but that's just me.
But that's what I'm saying. These guys are not serious.
Renaissance man?
Oh, is he here?
Yeah, he's on mute.
Yeah, what's up, Mike? Yeah, what's up, fellas? Yeah, I'm just listening. Just catch up speed.
All right, what's up?
So it's not just black people. There's people never advocate for that. They advocate you just going along with what the Dems are doing because the Dems' heart is in the right place. As if they don't see what we see.
And a shout out to Detroit. He says,
"Oh my God, is somebody chipping out on the panel because there was money exchange?"
Taco Bell hot sauce. I guess he's talking about the Umar Johnson
Umar, you have to clean it up. Like, okay, about certain things, he's got to clean up. But he's right though. The Democrats, Joe Biden, and in fact, Joe Biden said when talk to the civil rights people, he said, okay, you got to go ask the Hispanics. There gonna be more of them than you.
Actually, that's not what he said. Okay.
Not at all.
Here's what Joe Biden said. Okay.
Time. I don't always get it right, but I always take responsibility. When I get it wrong, I acknowledge I got it wrong. But my overarching objective, if we cannot make significant progress on racial equity, this country is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. You hear me? Minority white European. And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics, who make up a larger portion of the population than y'all do in terms of raw numbers. We're going to have to be working with a whole group of people that in fact are the single most diverse democracy in American history and anywhere in the world. And we got to figure out how to unify this country.
So that's what Joe Biden said, okay? What Joe Biden was talking about was coalition building, which is what the Democratic Party is basically established on. So the idea that Joe Biden said you got to go talk to no, that's not what he said. Okay, he's talking about something bigger within the political party structure of the Democratic Party, that you have to stop coalition building, which is what Black people had largely been doing in the first place. Nicole?
I think that was actually perfectly said, Mike.
Okay.
I think that's perfectly said.
All right.
Yeah, but what they're doing is quite different. They're doing the opposite of coalition building, which is coalition segmenting. Mm-hmm. They're trying to segment or segment black men out of the Black community to have them kind of hold their vote hostage and don't pick anybody, and then they expect everybody to rewrap the conversation just around them and them only. And I'm like, I've already spread the word around the country. When these people come in there and they start talking and stuff, you have to kick them out the conversation immediately. Most times when they're trying to do something like this, they work or live in conservative brand states that don't work. And they keep only asking the Democrats to do more because they know full well they're not going to get anything out of the Republican Party. These are people who want to do political hostage holding rather than coalition building. And they're using the actual ignorance of Black male political knowledge and participation as a cudgel to hit other groups over the head with. At the end of the day, we don't have a problem with coalition building, but people whose entertainment first and money and attention first and not for progress, they have a very different goal of what they would like Black men to do. And it definitely isn't working with one side or the other, because they're definitely not asking the Republican Party for anything, but the Democratic Party has to actually put up with them. The only thing they're trying to do is build a new power structure using the ignorance of people who don't participate in the political process as a new source of power. I disagree with that.
Yeah, and my policy is very simple. My policy is a very simple one. If we can't have it, nobody can have it. So if we can't have peace, then go ahead, let's go ahead and wipe this abortion out. Let's go ahead and take all the gains of white women think they got. I'm not saying everything can be taken away, but the stuff they going for, because these white people, one of the Supreme Court justices had to knock off this abortion pill. They was trying to knock out the abortion pill. Okay. That's literally how crazy they going. All this LGBT, let's take the TGLB, all that out, bring back the Defense of Marriage Act. Let's go ahead march to white nationalism, because if y'all want to act like y'all not about to pull a ladder up once you get your little liberal stuff, let's go ahead and do that. These people, real talk, want to get rid of all the Indians. They want to get rid of all the Hispanics that are not like citizens. Fine. Yeah. If we can't have it, now I'd rather help them push it forward to that and speed it up so now all y'all can't have y'all stuff and dial it all back to pre-1990. Then you all have your stuff and be able to find a comfortable place where you may lose a couple of things. Like maybe they got to give up the T people, but they keep the LGB or they got to give up, certain rights when it comes to abortion, but they still have it. Nah, we can't have it. Nobody can have it.
Well, that's because the white women are actually going to get rid of that is because they've already gone too far. So there's already white.
Get rid of what?
The LGBTQ stuff. It's already starting to happen.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. No, I agree with you, but it was funny. I saw it was a white woman I was talking to, and she literally throwing a lot.
That's fundamentally
about it's replaced. I mean, we know that. I'm not saying that the replacement. Their birth rates aren't dropping, but yeah. But I thought about that. I said, black people are white.
White people were not Latinos. Okay, Latinos were not considered Latino until 1971.
So when they were saying the white population,
they wanted to dilute your numbers as far as a minority. They invented a minority.
What's going on?
I have Latino coworkers show me their birth certificate. It says white.
Yeah. And shout out to Mississippi Delta guy. He says, factually, yes, 20 years ago, my neighborhood was the most YT retired people died or more. Now it looks like the UN.
Yeah, they got to bring in replacements. The thing is, man, I've been seeing this stuff coming for a very long time. I'm just telling you what's coming, man. I'm telling you what I see. I'm telling you what the people that run this country are saying. Okay, you can believe whatever you want. You say the Democrats going to do. Democrats ain't doing shit. Like you said, Umar said, Democrats ain't doing shit for you. They're trying to replace you. Trump, whether you like Trump or not, he actually helped you.
Well, this is why my argument is why support the Democrats. That's my argument. My whole argument. This blind loyalty.
You got to ask the women.
Wow. Well,
they want to defeat Trump. That's why they support the Democrats. They want to defeat Trump. He's a bad man.
It's because they're white liberal mistresses, or actually are Democrats. That's why.
They need to find better ways to explain why they're better or a good party instead of talking about Trump all day.
And basically, their white liberal female said, "Oh, you're next in line. Okay, we're gonna find a spot for you." Okay?
Well, they don't really think they have to. That's the thing. When I'm talking about, I ain't even talking about politicians. I'm talking about people that will sit here and lay this out. Like I said before, they will sit here and AB talks to them. It's not just in this space, even outside the space. People will literally make it about Trump because, and in fact, they were talking about that with that DNC article, whatever DNC post-op thing.
Oh, you're talking about the autopsy.
Yeah, they know. They said, people, you're going to have to stop talking about being against Trump and what you're going to do. And this is not just for black people. I'm talking even for the other population, even the Bernie.
Which is if you've been here long enough, we've said that for the last 3 years. It's not new.
Yeah. And so the only thing that thing confirmed was that they knew. We knew they knew, but it just confirms for the people to act like what people are saying is rocket science. That they knew this. They didn't need an autopsy for that. Just like Roman was not stupid. Roman knows what needs to happen.
Yeah.
Wow.
First of all, what he's saying is wrong. The biggest thing in the autopsy was being tied to donors, not having that was a big thing was the donor class, but the whole Israel Gaza situation, those were the two big things in the the autopsy. Those are things hey, you're too tied to the donor class, corporate Dems, those things, this idea of not talking about Trump, just talking about Trump. Kamala Harris gave a whole plan. She talked about Trump because he's doing things that aren't good, which they Trump helped black people, which I saw a poll today. Trump's approval rating is the lowest it's ever been for any president, at 28%. So maybe that's that 28% is just black men who were helped and everybody else didn't get helped. And black men are holding up Trump's numbers now, according to these guys. And then earlier in the clip, they were saying, they're rolling back the LGBT. They literally passed a bill inviting both Democrats and Republicans protecting marriage. What didn't they? Because they struck down the Obergefell.
Yeah.
Obergefell ruling. Yeah, that was struck down, I believe, by the court, and then they actually passed a law in Congress, officially making it law. So I don't see how they're rolling back, all of that, unless he's talking about the trans thing, which was never something to begin with. It was something that the Republicans really made up. Less than 1% of the population is trans. So I don't I don't know where these guys are getting this stuff from.
Well, for what's for what's actually going on here is they're trying to create power where there's none is. Like, you can't create circumstances for people to work for you and you're already okay with the white supremacist outcome. Like, you can't say bring on white supremacy if I can't get my way. Okay, what is your way? What would you like to be passed? And who's holding that up? What would you like to be passed? Because it isn't the Democrats, it's the Republicans who want to do whatever it is that he wants. But he haven't said what it is. He just said the outcome is don't support the Dems. And somehow you have more power in a two-party system by not supporting one side or the other.
And go back to the 90s, which bear in mind, when Joe Biden was running last time, all we heard about was the 92 crime bill. But now they want to go back to the 90s.
No. They want to go back to the Reagan Revolution. The Reagan Revolution was before 92 and Bush Sr., where people wasn't used to seeing government investment in actual people for 12 freaking years. And then they actually seen it under Clinton and the actual economy exploded. So to want to go back to anything pre-Clinton and claim that you want progress is asinine.
And take into consideration that Reagan had the 86 immigration bill, the first one.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. So all those, all those Latinos, so-called Latinos that they mentioned became Americans, became U.S. citizens.
Sure did. And also gave the Japanese reparations. Okay, anyway.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if you really want to go back that far, because it wasn't a great time for a lot of black people. Okay, it was not great.
No, I mean, who was it said the neighborhood looks like the UN now? So I guess,
Mississippi Delta.
Yeah. And, I mean, if he is actually in the Mississippi Delta, he is correct. But that is because other people have came in and have taken advantage of opportunities. These opportunities are not black. They're not white. They're opportunities for people who want to engage in them. Mm-hmm. They're not set asides for you, black or white. That's what it always have been. And it's just that people want to go back to this time where they wanted to be non-competitive, non-progressive minorities with nobody showing them up or competing. Those days are over. You now have to compete with other freaking people. And you can't just say in the Mississippi Delta, of all places, that I'm not going to participate in the process unless it goes all the way black and white. And even when it does, I'm still not going to do anything if I'm black. Who? What? Yeah. It's crazy.
Let me finish playing this.
To justify still getting money.
Roland is an op, man. He's paid.
Exactly. I mean, people. That's why I'm like, when people sit here and they try to act like this stuff doesn't require you to, some of this, especially now, a lot of this stuff is obvious at this point. It doesn't require you to be an expert to see it. Like some of this stuff is at civilian pedestrian level.
It should be, but evidently not, because guess what? I'm still getting pushback.
So my thing is, regardless of where stuff is going, it's like you don't have to help them do it. It's like when you vote for them, like I'm not even saying to say vote for Republicans, but the biggest thing I would say is somebody say, well, what should I do different? I say stop voting in the primaries, because that's where you have. I'm not even talking about necessarily to derail the replacement thing. I'm talking about vote is feed your people in there. I'm not about to make these white people comfortable and they get all these goodies.
What are we saying? What have we said, especially this part of the master? What should you vote on? Okay.
Yeah, the policies,
regardless of party.
Yeah.
Focus on.
Wait, that makes no sense.
So explain. Yeah. Explain the policies of the Republican Party right now that coerced you or enticed you to actually vote for them.
Isn't black male employment going up too as well?
Yeah, the unemployment rate is significantly higher than it was under Biden.
Well, even though Trump removed all these immigrants and these people were taking black men's jobs, but black men's unemployment rate is going higher.
Look at all the lawsuits that black folks have against the federal government right now for, I mean, we just covered this last week, but, all the black people, specifically black men that have been let go from their public sector roles as well as their private sector roles because of Trump's anti-DEI initiative.
No, that was just, that only helped black women apparently. So
yeah,
it's and white women. But no, I even saw something this past week. The chief economist, I believe at Moody's, said that they thought the economy was on the brink of recession, as well as it was two CEOs like consumer staples who came out and were kind of like, yeah, they're worried about the consumer right now. So I'm still trying to figure out if we're just voting on policies. I would love for someone to make a video outlining the policies that Trump has pushed that have helped black men.
No. Just ask a very simple question. What policy have BGS or Edward or Art Newstall specifically talked about on this live stream that they want pushed? And if that policy is a liberal or conservative policy, who's more likely to push? One, you have to define what it is that you want pushed. And two, who's more likely to push it? Because if it's a Republican policy and they run everything right now, what else is supposed to happen? The reason why we talk about Trump is because Trump runs the party. They have all three branches of government to include the actual judiciary. So when you're talking about defeating this movement, you're talking about defeating Trump and this. So they still haven't said in specificity what they would like to be pushed to pass. They just say policies with the S. Okay, what policies you want to be pushed? And how come they're not being pushed by the 100% Republican rule? One, have them define what it is they're talking about. And two, whether it's liberal or conservative. And if it is conservative, how come it's not being pushed right now? Because child support hasn't changed. Alimony hasn't changed. Two-parent custody hasn't changed.
Things states have to deal with, not the president.
Yes, and they know these things are actually statewide issues, but they live in actual states that are not even trying to address these issues, but they're trying to treat it as a national issue when it's a local issue. And they don't even vote locally. And then Edward's talking about not even participating in the primary. It's like, okay, so you want no choice in candidate until what shows up on the ballot in November. And it's like, you're doing politics all wrong. You're nothing but political actual saboteurs. And these type of individuals, like, they want to be seen as dangerous from the misinformation aspect and standpoint of it. But at the end of the day, it doesn't get you anywhere. Because no one has ever tried anything the way that they're trying to try it, especially from a 5% margin of actual total overall population. They won't be able to handle a one-on-one conversation when it comes to this. But that's why they talk in a group, in a misinformation bubble, so that way we can respond and try to educate people on what's going on. I'm done.
Yeah, well, you're not going to be able to do much. Somewhere like where BGS is in California, I guess you could say he's insulated from it. But some of these places, Indiana, North Carolina, deep red states, Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina, like you've seen with the VRA, they're trying to get rid of these Democratic seats. So I guess these guys are going to get what they want in the sense of, hey, Democrats don't do nothing. You won't have to worry about having them even represent your district anymore. You get Republicans now, and let's see how things work out for you.
We're Russian bots.
Well, good. Well, good for them. Russian bots can be right. Are you right? Okay.
Yeah,
so I can see them. I'm a Russian bot. Guess what? I'm right though. Goddammit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What?
And the reality is, but it's interesting because let me see, how's it lining up generationally?
Pure man.
You got alphas are going to be in high school.
Yeah,
the first one's to be high school in September.
Yeah, my grandson is his first year alpha. Yeah, so.
Yep. This is the last year millennials are going to be in their 20s. They're all turning 30 this year.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. All boomers, pretty much all boomers are on Social Security.
Yeah, Social Security or dead.
Yeah, and then the silent generation is 83 to 101, and then obviously, and the Z's are they got like 4 more years before they're fully loaded as far as election wise. So that's kind of where we're lining up.
Yeah.
If you look at senators, silent generation, the Senate skews old anyway. It's designed that way. But there's 6 silent generation senators. There's only 1 millennial senator. About 6 Z House members. Most of the governors are extras, and that makes sense.
Yeah, and you're starting to see a push where you're getting a lot more millennials actually in office right now. You've seen
Yeah, well, here's another thing. Millennials are the largest electorate currently because, obviously boomers with life expectancy. We got boomers by a point at this point.
You millennials are making a surge, so I think you'll have a millennial president probably next term.
That'll be fine. I'd be surprised, but that's possible.
Very possible.
I mean,
Okay, let's go down.
Millennial
the list here.
president next
The only
term?
wait. The only millennial president. Okay, the people who are in the race for running right now are Newsom, not a millennial. He's in his late 50s. Kamala Harris again, who's not a millennial. Westmore claims he's not running, but he's not a millennial either. You got Brashear in Kentucky. He's in his 40s, isn't he too?
He's a Gen Xer.
Yeah, Gen Xer. So you got him. You've got what's her name, Whitmer in Michigan.
Another Gen Xer.
Another Gen Xer, yeah, she's like 55, right?
No, she's in her 40s. Yeah, she's in her 40s.
Oh yeah, she is in her 40s. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You got what's his name in what do you call it? Illinois. JB Pritzker. Yeah, Whitmer's 54, so she's not a millennial either. Pritzker's not a millennial. So the only millennial you've got is Ossoff. So unless you're saying Ossoff is gonna, I mean, there's no guarantee he's gonna run, but unless Ossoff wins, that's the only millennial president potential candidate you're gonna have in 28.
I was listening to Ossoff. That guy sounds actually pretty good, but
Yeah, but it looks like they're segmenting the population for misinformation. They're not really segmenting them.
Oh, I'm sorry,
bringing them up
Shapiro,
to speed.
but I don't think he's a millennial either.
I think Shapiro's 44.
Really? That young?
is he that young, Mike?
If I remember correctly.
No, I just looked it up. He's 52.
Oh, he's 52. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't think he was that young.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, man,
I
but millennials
confused
galore.
him with I confused him with his vice president. I mean, his lieutenant governor. Sorry. Let me finish playing this.
Sorry, Vance is one candidate. I don't really see any other millennials other than him.
Oh, you got AOC, you got a whole bunch of people that are millennials.
AOC, you got Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah, you got a whole bunch of millennials.
I mean, anybody.
You got
If you believe AOC,
you got Jasmine.
Tulsi Gabbard is at.
anybody even mentions Jasmine Crockett, man. I mean, if you mention AOC, I'm rolling my eyes. If you mention Jasmine Crockett, I'm getting out of the car, even if I'm driving. I mean, at the end of the day, look, people can say what they want about AOC. At least AOC has been done the work a little bit, been in the terms. Jasmine Crockett was only in Congress one term.
What? Wow.
Yo, man,
Gotta
you can't
throw that black woman under the bus.
Go ahead, Nicole.
No, Mike. Just go ahead. I think that's just.
We'll play
Stands
30.
on its own.
Yeah, we'll play 30
perfect.
more seconds of this, man.
Focus for sure.
Now, yeah. So I mean, I don't take that seriously either. But
I remember that AOC actually worked as a not an intern, but she actually worked in the DC as a whatchamacallit before she actually ran for Congress. So
I mean, yeah, versus Jasmine Crockett. I mean, that's like I said. I'm not people. You don't like no idea. I didn't say that. Like Keisha Lamb. Like I always got like multiple black women in the trigger I can throw out just to say, do you know this person? Like Keisha Lamb Bottoms, obviously. Also Brooks, even though Charles, I get it. Just to say, not necessarily people I'm pushing, but like if you talk about Jasmine Crockett and you not talk about these people are a lot more serious. Even though I got problems with them too. Jasmine Crockett's not serious. When I hear dudes,
Wait, JD Vance.
let me tell you something. Jasmine Crockett is the Megan Thee Stallion.
yeah, she is.
Like literally, it's the same type of people. The same people that like Megan Thee Stallion. If they pay attention to politics, they like Jasmine Crockett, and they will go hard for Jasmine Crockett.
I'm still mad that
What?
I'm actually still mad
So,
that mayor of
so
Atlanta.
get Jasmine Crockett.
Let that sink in.
It's at the top.
With a lance.
Let's close it out right here. Go ahead, MOT.
So this is what I mean by not knowing or understanding what is going on. He doesn't even understand that Jasmine Crockett, whose district he doesn't live in, by the way, is more qualified to have fought for many different things, but it doesn't matter. She's a black woman, so all of her qualifications are out the window, regardless of what those qualifications are. but AOC is qualified. But Jasmine Crockett, who's a national attorney, is not qualified. I don't get it. So
That's one of the most common occupations for people who run for office and win is they're lawyers. AOC's not a lawyer.
Nope.
But the idea here that BGS is alluding to is that she somehow was an intern, so that gives her more credibility. What the
then a
fuck
whole lawyer?
Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about, man? What the fuck are you talking about?
See. You got Mike B cursing and you got MOT being reasonable. One string. There you go.
So we go from in this stream in the last 30 minutes. Kathy Hochul is the Kamala Harris of New York.
Booyah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Quick Google search. So
and Jasmine Crockett isn't qualified.
The most
but
common
AOC put in the most work. Okay.
Yeah, the most common occupation amongst politicians, particularly in the U.S. Congress, is law. Lawyers make up a significant portion of elected officials, alongside backgrounds in business, public service, and education.
Yeah. So we go from Kathy Hochul is the Kamala Harris of New York.
Yeah.
That AOC is a more credible candidate than Jasmine Crockett if they were to run for office for POTUS. And Stacey Abrams is more known in Georgia, has more nationwide appeal than Keisha Lance Bottoms. And now Jasmine Crockett is the Meg Thee Stallion of politics.
Yeah.
Something fucking believable. What?
Like, why do you go with Meg Thee Stallion? Why not the Glorilla of politics? Why not the Trina of politics? I mean, if you're just gonna throw things out there, let's just be more ridiculous. But
wasn't it what's her name? Amber Rose, who was running around with Trump?
Big ass tattoo on the forehead.
Hulk Hogan, like I don't know. They act like Democrats are the only ones who use celebrities, I guess. 50 Cent,
Kid Rock.
Kid Rock. Hulk Hogan tearing his shirt off. Nothing to say about that though. Nothing to say, right? Look at this comment, and I'll close out with this. Because I've given my analysis already. In the far right corner, Detroit XRP 313. If Jasmine Crockett became president, I'm out of the country. So you won't lead the country for white supremacy. You won't lead the country for the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers and the 3%ers and all this other stuff, for all the white supremacy. Yeah. You're not going to lead the country for that, but you'll lead the country if Jasmine Crockett was become president. That's the bane of your existence is Jasmine Crockett. Yo, what the
fuck?
A
black woman being in charge wants to make them self-deport from the country that they don't want to leave in any other case except for a black woman being in charge.
Oh man,
got it.
All these black generals, right? All these black men in the military who are being pushed out by this administration under Pete Hegseth, right?
Totally
a whole white nationalist pushing black men out of the military. All the black misandry you can eat with a spoon and a fork, or a spork for that matter. All the white nationalism that you can eat, you can cut it with a knife so thick. That won't make you leave.
But these guys are accelerationists. Sound like, he said earlier in the stream, if he couldn't have anything, he was cool with, white supremacy then, I guess.
He said bring on white supremacy.
Which I don't know where, once again, black men seem to be somewhat confused on where they fit in white supremacy.
These black men seem to be very confused. They think somehow that they are not a target, but the target. They don't seem to understand, hey, you're the target, Negro. So, they just are happy to be the one guy running around with them, man. He'll sell his mother down the drain just to run around with these guys.
This is what they're selling as bleeding edge. Okay? This is what they're selling as bleeding edge.
I'm sorry.
You don't believe me? Let me take you to the Wayback Machine, okay? And I hate to do this because it's an epiphany for me. Let's go back to this, okay?
Wow.
Okay, all right. Cash app and get her a bottle, man. Let me know.
I had to go.
Spies. Ain't no boots on the ground. You got spies. They attempt to take their reactor. That shows you. They know where you are, okay?
That's kind of what a breakaway civilization is. On BGS has commented that it's on escape velocity. It's got escape velocity, and I've always said, well, it's a breakaway civilization.
Just like Passport Bros, okay? A little bitty thing. I thought with escape velocity, okay? What is it? Not Enterprise, but the paper in London, right? The Economist, okay? They just did an article on Passport Bros, and Infectus had it, okay? Yep. We are bleeding edge. The Black Manosphere is bleeding edge of political, economics, and all that kind of stuff, and personal, okay? Bleeding edge shit.
Let me get this straight. Kathy Hochul is the Kamala Harris in New York. Stacey Abrams is more credible or well known than Keisha Lance Bottoms. Okay, someone who is the mayor of the economic center of Georgia and served as a senior advisor to the actual president of the United States. And AOC was an intern, so that gives her more credibility to be POTUS than Jasmine Crockett, who served in Texas House of Representatives and in Congress. And Jasmine Crockett is the Meg Thee Stallion of politics. This is bleeding edge.
It's bleeding all right, but I don't know what kind of edge it's on. Oh my God.
The other thing is too, I don't know if you all pay attention. I saw something. Apparently the dollar has lost 30% of its value in the past 6 years. Yeah. That was reported this past week as well, which you know, these passport bros, you're kind of living off this US dollar and the strength of, hey, I got $10,000 over here, and that's like 100,000 over here. So you'd actually think you'd want to support someone who wanted to, support your dollar, make sure it's strong, your purchasing power, all those things. Yet you kind of have an empire that's basically in decline. Not really sure how that's leading edge once again, and it's only accelerated under Trump because Trump was supposed to bring back manufacturing, which we've lost a bunch of manufacturing jobs since then. So
40% of your manufacturing is gone. I mean, these guys are not even talking about it. I mean, but bleeding edge though. Kathy Hochul is the Kamala Harris in New York. Bleeding edge. I didn't know it was Andrew Cuomo. I thought it was Chris Cuomo. Bleeding edge. Bleeding edge or bleeding gums speaks. That's my final thought. Anybody else have any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, we're just dealing with the Mount Rushmore of political black ignorance on YouTube. That's all. That's fine.
No, I think we said it earlier about Republicans in office, these people who, have touted Trump so much, they seem to be very quiet on, what they want from Trump. People running around talking about Dems aren't doing anything. I'm like, what branch of government do Dems control right now? So once again, these people got what they wanted. They wanted Trump. They hated Kamala. I need them to go and highlight the wins. So much winning. I need to hear about all this winning that's going on.
Unreal. I don't know what to say. It's just that they're doing this in a misinformation bubble. They're severely misguiding the individuals that they're quote unquote are actually sucking up to. This stuff works until you actually have to explain it to somebody. It's okay to be an audience member listening to this goofiness, but the moment you try to repeat this nonsense anywhere, you're going to be shut out of nearly every single conversation because of these crazy views. So,
and Dr. Umar is their reference. Keep that in mind.
Yes, continual reference.
How is Umar a reference? I mean, at this point, this guy just trolls black men for dating out, which they
Yes.
promote passports bros and dating out. So
Yeah.
I mean, nobody at this point really looks at Umar Johnson for anything other than that.
Yeah, all right. Thank you all for joining. Please hit the like button on the way out. Share the video if possible. Hit that notification bell so you get all the updates from the Black Brain Trust.